Dr. Mark Changizi here with your Science Moment. Today I'm going to talk about why people don't just leave Twitter. Why don't there's plenty of other places that we can go, social media-wise, public square-wise. Why are we staying at Twitter? So some news is that it's 2 weeks ago or so that Elon Musk made a $43 billion bid to buy. This is after buying up 9% of the shares and becoming a plurality stakeholder, and now he's offered to buy, and it looks as if today it may well go through. So why is it that Twitter is so important when there's Getter and there's Gab and Parler and Minds? There's a bunch of others. They're qualitatively equivalent in terms of their functionality, and eventually they'll be approximately the same kind of functionality. And of course these other ones are much better functionality in the respect that actually matters. You can engage in free speech there. There's no censorship there, or orders of magnitude less censorship there. So why don't people move? Because these places haven't filled up. They haven't had the full range of political viewpoints move there. There's a relatively small numbers there compared to Twitter, and it's more of an echo chamber on the right than the full kinds of viewpoints. So why don't people move? Well, there are two key reasons for why people won't move, and number one comes back to reputation networks, the kinds of things that we talk over and over again, coming out of Dr. Tim Barber and my upcoming book, Expressly Human, which is sort of the foundations of both emotional expressions and how societies at the group level vary in reputation, rise and grow in reputation, so that we can discover the truth by virtue of at the network level. Now, the reason that we don't move from this network to other networks is that the currency that each of us has built, the reputation currency that each of us has built, is almost impossible to reproduce in the other network. We can't just leave our 100,000 followers, let's say, at Twitter, and reproduce it over there. We've developed some kind of reputation, and it's very network specific. It's Twitter specific. It would be like being, and this is a real life situation, often you might be in a third world country, and you've developed a good thing for yourself. You're rich on the standards for that country, second world, third world country, and you might even classify yourself as a millionaire in the American sense in terms of your buying power in that culture. But as it happens, whatever your currency is, it's not the dollar, and if you transfer it, if you do a currency exchange to the dollar, you come out really weak because the dollar power is incredibly strong. So were you to exchange, come to America, you'd be basically starting over. It doesn't give you anything in terms of dollars for having a lifestyle here in the United States. Folks like that who've developed some level of financial capital in a world where the currency is like that, and they can't exchange it at rates that are reasonable, at even a nicer network, a nicer economic network, which is the United States, well, they're not willing to come to the nicer economic network because they lose all of their gains of financial currency. Well, the same thing happens here. Yeah, we could say Getter or Gab. All these things are better. You can mention all these functional ways they might be better, and most important, there's no censorship. But no one's going to go if, in order to go there, you can't bring your currency with you, or you're trading, at a penny on the dollar, so to speak. People won't go. This is why Twitter is so important. It was the first public square of its kind. It's very different than Facebook. If you don't use Twitter, you don't quite understand it. It really is a unique, well, it's not per se unique anymore, but because it's the first, and because it has 12, 13 years of growth in reputations, it's baked in, and it's very hard to get folks to leave. The only way that you could get folks to leave is the second way that you could potentially try to get to another social network, and is that if we all left at once and all refound the people that we follow, you follow 1,000 folks, go refind them on Gab or wherever everybody moves to. If we could all just do that, tomorrow we said there's some shock to the system such that we all avalanched over to one of these and refound all of the folks that we followed over a few months, it sort of settles in place, well then we'd all be back where we started at Twitter. But that requires organized mass movement in that kind of mass movement just is not easy to make happen, because no one wants to be the first to move, because you're just going there and you have no reputation when you get there. Making those sorts of mass movements happen is almost impossible, as we've talked about before. They happen on their own at the right time when the ground is ready, and then almost anybody that moves over there and causes a shock can suddenly cause the entire mountainside to shift and slide into another social network. But it's almost impossible to just cause on its own. So it's unclear, for both of these reasons together, that Twitter would ever, or at least in the short to medium term, ever lose its followers despite how nasty it was getting. So you're stuck in these situations with a public square that's baked in the sense that everybody has built some sort of reputation within this system. And in a situation like that, folks are willing to undergo loads of tyranny just to keep their reputation, which is why I'm still there. Right? I mean, honestly, that's why I'm still there, right? I'm on Getter. I'm on other places. I've got a lot of followers there too, but it's just not the same. It's not a full-fledged, full dimensionality network yet because folks haven't chosen to move, and they're unlikely to do so. So this is one of the reasons why the actions of Elon Musk are great. You know, we'd like it to not be this way. We'd like it to be the case that the federal government's not coercing social media. We'd like it to be the case that, were there Elon Musk or not, public accommodation laws prevent social media companies and big tech from censoring on the basis of political viewpoint. Those things should be part of the law, and they're consistent with libertarianism, as I've talked about in previous videos. But in the meantime, let's just be happy that Elon Musk may well take over Twitter and bring back some semblance of free expression. Worst comes to worst, he becomes a tyrant, and we're back to where we are now. I can't imagine it would get worse than it is now. And that was your Science Moment.